Hey y'all, it's all about Valentine's Day in the Deen Groover house. And I want to share with y'all some recipes that I have loved and that I know they're tried and true. And for one of the entrees, I did what, you don't call them a show. What did I do? What do you call that, Eddie? I just shared with y'all a recipe for morning celebration of Valentine's Day. If you like to start your day off being nice to your honey, it's a fabulous recipe, and it's one that you can do almost totally ahead and then bring it out the next morning, bake it off. So that is very, very good. So this recipe, like I said, is an entree. And you know, chicken is always a safe dish. So this is a safe one. And this recipe calls for 6 breasts. Well, I'm just gonna half it. I'm just gonna do 3. And you know, I like to use Springer Mountain or Green Wise chicken breast, because to me they're more tender, they're juicier. So I'm gonna take my chicken breast and I'm gonna pound them out just a little bit, because I think that helps to tenderize them. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just gonna sprinkle them before I start beating them. I'm just gonna sprinkle them with a little salt and a little pepper. Aren't these nice breasts? And like I said, these are Springer Mountain, so we know they're gonna be good. Just a little bit of pepper. Not a whole bunch, but just a little bit. And then we're gonna start beating. And I'm gonna start with breast up, because I know that y'all have noticed, like, underneath how soft it is and how it'll come apart. Well, this side has almost like a film, like a casing that protects the chicken. So I'm gonna beat it from this side and just break that protein down just a little bit. And I like to do the same thing, y'all, with pork chops. Okay. So we're gonna roll them up, and I'm gonna take my bacon, and it's gonna take 2 slices of bacon. I don't want to put my, oh no.
There you go.
I didn't want to put my fingers on every one of them, Eddie. So if I'm going to ask Eddie to pick those up, since my hands are bacony. And before we serve these, we'll take our toothpicks out. I'm gonna tuck that like that and try to get him. Got it. I got it. And I'm quoting Olivia on that got it. It's what she says all the time. I got it.
She's going to be a very assertive girl, I think.
Yes. Yes, she is. All right, on this one, I'm going to tuck that thin piece of the breast. I'm going to do it up. Fold it up in there. I hope I didn't got it. I'm glad I checked, because I didn't got it. Uh-oh. I smell my pan. So I'm preheating the pan, because we are gonna we're gonna brown our chicken breast. In the skillet. Ow. Just stuck myself with the... This dish, y'all, is just what the name says. It's chicken breast wrapped with bacon and sugar snap peas. So I've got my black cast iron skillet hot, and all we're gonna do is cook these for a little while. That's a big breast right there. People are always asking me, well, how long do I cook a chicken breast in the air fryer? I said, well, I don't know, because your breast may be bigger than mine. Because you're not all the same size, so it's hard to tell you an exact number. Okay, so we're going to cook those for about 5 or 6 minutes on both sides. And I will show y'all what your dish should look like when you get through with it. Ooh, I put the magnet right here. So that's why, one reason I love this magazine so much, and especially my last Paula Deen Southern Bacon, because every recipe has a picture. And if you're like me, you like to know what it looks like, what it's supposed to look like. Because sometimes what I think and what the person sharing the recipe, it can be two different things, you know? So it's all how we perceive it to be in our head. So it's so very nice to know. Because, you know, I've always heard a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I totally believe that. So we're going to just roll these around about 5 or 6 minutes on each side until our bacon is nice and brown. And I've got this over medium-high heat. This one goes from the number 1 to the number 10. And I'm cooking it on like 6, which to me is a medium-high. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Pretty. Pig and chicken together. That's a winning combination. Okay, y'all. In this pack of breasts, they came in 3s. Naturally, there was one big one a good bit bigger than the other 2. So I cooked the bigger one a little bit longer. And now I'm going to put the other 2 back, so you'll have to judge. If you got mixed breast, then you'll want to cook the big ones a little bit longer, but actually about 5 to 6 minutes per side of the chicken is going to be perfect. All right, so we're going to stick our skillet in our oven. We've got our oven preheated at 400 degrees, and we're gonna set the timer for 20 minutes. And then we're gonna pull that out of the oven, and we're gonna do some good stuff to it. In fact, I think I might get them chicken breasts drunk with a little wine. So 20 minutes. Okay, y'all, look at our chicken. After 20 minutes, it looks beautiful. Now, I'm gonna add my sugar snap peas, and I'm just gonna kind of coat them in that wonderful bacon grease that came out of that beautiful bacon. All right, so maybe just for a couple of minutes. Don't those look good? And then that's when we're gonna get them peas drunk along with those chicken breasts, because I'm gonna add a half a cup of white wine, a couple of tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. And it's gonna be delicious. And then we're gonna add our chicken back onto our sugar snap peas and our sauce. Ooh, doggies. It's gonna be delicious. Now, if you don't like chicken, you could do the same thing, like pig on pig. You could use a boneless pork chop and wrap that if you'd rather have that versus chicken. So double pig ain't too bad, y'all. It's right tasty. All right, so just a couple of minutes on this. And I think it's been a couple of minutes. So now I'm gonna add our wine. I'm gonna add our Dijon mustard. Let's see if I can find a little spatula. Dijon mustard. Just mix those together. And then I'm gonna add our cream. And we're gonna let this cook until it starts to get thick. And that cream that we just put in there is gonna do the trick. So.
Mustard smells good.
Doesn't that mustard smell good?
Mm-hmm.
That mustard tastes good too. So I'm gonna.
They'll think you spend a lot of time and it's really not that hard.
Oh, you're so right, Teresa. It does. It looks like one of those dishes that I'm gonna add a little salt and a little pepper. It looks like one of those dishes that you did spend a lot of time on, and you didn't.
Hardest part was wrapping up the chicken.
Yeah, pounding it out and wrapping it up. And I was just telling everybody, Teresa, if you didn't want to serve chicken, you could do that with a boneless pork chop.
Yeah.
Have a piggyback pig. Poke and poke.
That sounds good.
Yes. Oh, I meant to be taking out my toothpicks. Whoa, I've let something drip on the stove, hadn't I? Off my spoon. Okay, so it's starting to thicken a little bit. The hardest part may be taking the toothpicks out, Teresa.
I think you can handle it.
Because that chicken's so hot.
True. You could hold the chicken with a fork, couldn't you?
Yeah, I could, but
That would make it so dramatic.
it's just so much easier to work with my hands. Alright, I'm going to give my hands a quick wash because I got them sticky.
Wow, that smells so good.
And it smells so delicious. And you know what I would serve with this is just some white rice.
Easy peasy.
Yes. And maybe cook it where it's sticky. If I want sticky rice, y'all, I cook it in my pressure cooker for like 5 minutes, and it is so sticky.
Regular rice or instant rice?
Either.
I know you use both.
I sure do like that instant rice. You know, when you're in a pinch. Oh, I can have a meal thrown together in no time by using that instant rice. Or 5-minute rice, I think it's called. But my rice comes out so sticky in that pressure cooker. You could actually mold that rice together and use it as a baseball. You know, it's that sticky, and I love it like that. Okay, see where this is getting thick, y'all? Starting to coat our spoon. Now the recipe tells you to just put the chicken back on top of the sugar snap peas and your wonderful, wonderful wine and mustard sauce. But you don't have to do that, but you can serve it just right out of your black cast iron skillet if you like. But it's coating our spoon. So just a couple more minutes. I've moved that sapsucker up to next to high.
Especially if you're standing there watching it.
Yeah,
It's when you're
watch
when you
pot.
can't yeah, never boils.
Never boils.
I think you told me that many a time.
Yes. But I tell you what, you run off and do something that you have to do, you come back and it's burned. But if you stand there and watch it, it will never boil. Yeah, you want to cook this long enough, but to reduce some, so you sure don't want to overcook your sugar snap peas. Looks delicious. Looks delicious. All right, now y'all, if you have a copy of my magazine or if you get a copy, it's going to tell you to set this back on top of your sauce. But you know what? I don't think I am. I think I'm just gonna... You better get back up there. That's why I got me a bigger liner plate to go underneath there, y'all. I knew he would come off. Okay. Kitties. It's ready to taste. Teresa, look at this.
I don't get any better looking.
That's
a 5-star
I know. I could.
meal.
You think about now that sticky rice up underneath this. How good that would be. I could stand a sharp knife.
Well, and you also wouldn't have 3 chicken breasts
All
on
right,
a plate,
yeah.
so you'd have your...
I'm trying to make this easy and
We don't make anything easy.
I complicate things.
Oh my God,
Uh-oh.
the crunch.
I know. I hear you snapping. Would you check my phone, please, Teresa?
Perfect.
All right, Eddie, there's yours.
That is really good.
Isn't it good? And like I said, it looks like you've been to so much trouble.
The flavors are really good.
Was it too hot?
Mm-mm. It all fit in my mouth.
I'm having the hardest time getting all this on a toothpick. Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Isn't that so good?
I could drink the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't you? Oh!
Okay, Grace.
Mmm. I'm so glad that I pounded the chicken,
That's a big deal.
but Springer Mountain and Greenwise does make, they raise fabulous chickens, y'all. And so you can almost guarantee if you use those two that your chicken is going to be succulent instead of tough and stringy.
So good.
So this is another, excuse my mouth. This is another one of those easy recipes that you can impress your family with. And if I had the time and the stuff, because all my stuff is in storage, I could really have, made that a little prettier. But I did the best I could with what I got to work with, y'all. So Love and Best Dishes, you will have a hit. I would want to use my shower salad bowl, fill it full of sticky rice, and put that on top of it, and honey will make you cry. So Love and Best Dishes, y'all. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and Best Dishes, y'all.